All right, 8th graders, let's just quickly fill in this chart again with the pronouns, with the appropriate pronouns, okay? First person singular pronouns. Tell me what they are. Ariam. I and me. Okay? First person plural pronouns. What are they? We. And Nathan, what else? Us.
We and us.
Okay? Second person singular.
Well, I know it.
Lucas.
You.
Second person plural.
I know it again.
You.
Are you raising your hand, Leah?
Third person singular.
Anyone who has pronouns in their bio should know.
He, him, she, her,
/full.
it.
And then they, them.
Third person plural. Marisol.
They, them.
They and them. Okay. Which part would also gender apply?
Third person singular.
Third person singular. What's this one? Masculine. No, it's not called boy. It's called masculine. This one is feminine. This one is neuter. All right. Yes. I know there's a lot of discussion around pronouns. Okay, so which one of these in each section is a subject pronoun? Ariam?
Well, for the first person, it would be me.
No.
No, it would be I. What? No, subject.
Subject pronoun. Leah?
I, we, you, he, she, it, they.
Oh! All right. These are your subject pronouns.
Stealing my thunder.
Okay. When would you use those? Like, what can they be in a sentence? The subject, that's easy. What else? Or the subject complement. Okay? So you would use these if you were putting the pronoun in the position of the subject of the sentence or the subject complement. So the subject is where in a sentence?
Beginning.
At the beginning, before the...
Subject complement.
No. Well, it is, but before the verb, usually, not always, right? A subject complement, how do you find a subject complement? Where is it in a sentence? After a linking verb. Awesome. It has to be a linking verb. And it either renames or describes the subject of the sentence. So it links back to the subject. That's why you call it a subject complement. It complements the subject, okay? All right. So anytime after a linking verb, you are going to use subject pronouns, okay? So today we're talking about the other ones up here, object pronouns. So I'm going to put little squares. Maybe I should have done this in a different color. I'll do, or rectangles around object pronouns. So it can be either, you can be both. Okay? These are our object pronouns. Okay? Subject pronouns, object pronouns. Today we're talking about the object pronouns. So today we're using me, us, you, him, her, them, it. Okay? Those are the object pronouns. So, open up your Voyages book to page 36. Page 36 in your Voyages book.
Can I go get my grammar?
Yes. You may go get your grammar book if you don't have it. I know it's a Friday, but now that we're
I don't know what it tastes like.
not doing a novel.
Especially the baby splash. It's like beef jerky. Or
Or it tastes like ham.
really?
Holy cow.
What page?
36, page 36.
Nathan, you're on page 409.
Page 36.
You're on page 409.
Hi, Ella. Do you want to go?
Nathan,
Why? We're just starting, so.
Brayden, this guy. This guy.
It was a really gross interview and I regret ever watching it.
Yeah, but then.
All right.
Brayden, you're on page.
So the first sentence
145.
we just talked about. Hey, God is good all the time.
That's what I'm looking
Okay, I need you to stop talking, Marisol, Bethel, Luke.
What page again?
36.
He's only said it 15 times and it's on the board.
All right, an object pronoun can be used as the object of a verb or a preposition. So you know how we learn about objects like direct objects and objects of preposition? If you're needing a pronoun in those positions, you're going to use the object pronouns. Okay? So the object pronouns, as we already said, are me, us, you, him, her, it, and them. Okay? So remember, an object pronoun like direct object, what kind of a verb does a direct object follow?
Verb. Or action verb.
Action verb. Okay? So if you're asking what after an action verb, it would be an object pronoun. Object of a preposition ends a prepositional phrase. So behind the door, behind it. Okay? Standing in line behind Ella is Marisol. Okay? So behind her, you would say, instead of Ella. Okay? You would use the object pronoun. You would not say behind she. Okay? Okay. So Abraham, let's look at the examples. Abraham Lincoln was the president during the Civil War. The nation elected him in 1860. So after an action verb, elected who? Elected him, not elected he. Okay, you would use an object pronoun. That's a direct object. Lincoln liked to entertain people, and he often told them amusing stories. So remember, an object can also be an indirect object. In that case, it's an indirect object. So remember, an indirect object answers to whom, okay? And it comes in between the action verb and the direct object. So, he told what? He told stories, that would be the direct object. To whom? To them. Okay, so there you would use an object pronoun as an indirect object. And then finally, with malice toward none, with charity for all, was written by him. By is a preposition. So an object of a preposition, you use an object pronoun, by him. Okay? So, object pronouns can be used, as direct objects, indirect objects, or object of a preposition. Okay? Okay, so one of the sentences below shows a common error in object pronoun usage. Which sentence is correct? The Gettysburg Address was memorized by Christy and I. The Gettysburg Address was memorized by Christy and me. Which one is incorrect?
The top one.
Ariam?
The bottom one?
No.
Why? I think that's correct.
Because, so that is very common, because we always think you should say, you know, someone's name and I, but that's only as a subject, okay, or a subject complement, never as an object. When that pronoun is in the place of an object, you use me, not I. Okay? So anytime, like if it's for me, okay, it's not for the class and me, all right, it is an object. So if you chose the second sentence, you are correct. I'm sorry. I asked which one was incorrect. This book asked which one is correct. Okay, so the second sentence is correct. Object pronouns me should be used as the object of a preposition. It's part of the compound object Christy and me.
Me.
That's incorrect, okay? If you were starting out the sentence and you were saying, Christy and I walked to the store where they're doing the action, then you use I. But if it's an object, like if it's receiving the action, like a direct object, then you use an object pronoun, me. So think about it that way. If they're doing the action, you use I. If something's happening to you, it's me. So if you're doing it, it's I. If something's being done to you, it's me. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're an object then. You're not the subject. You're not doing the action, you're receiving the action. Okay? It's kind of confusing. All right. So, let's practice exercise 1. Identify the object pronouns. And then tell whether it's a direct object, an indirect object, or an object of a preposition. So, you know what? I'm going to put our little formulas up here.
You're going to put the what in there?
The formulas. So, to find a direct object, subject plus action verb plus what or who equals a direct object, right?
Yeah.
So that's how you'll be able to tell. An indirect object would be subject plus action verb plus direct object. So you got to do this first. Plus to whom, to or for whom equals your indirect object. And remember, this comes in between the verb and the direct object. For an object of a preposition, it would be preposition, and then your noun. Okay, that's an object of a preposition. So, I saw another one somewhere. The dog ran blank. The crowd. So another word would be it or them. This is your object of your preposition. Okay? All right. So that's how you're going to be able to tell how it fits in one of those. So number 1, let's start with, who wants to start? The back, the front?
No.
Back or the front?
Oh, front.
Do the middle.
Nathan, let's start with you. Number 1, Nathan.
Yeah, Mr. Urban's.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Mrs. Urbanski Read us the Gettysburg Address.
So what's the object pronoun?
Us.
Us. Now, is it a direct object, an indirect object, or an object of a preposition?
Direct object.
No. So, Mrs. Urbanski read what?
The Gettysburg Address.
She read the Gettysburg Address. So,
Indirect object.
yep, to whom? To us. So that one is an indirect object. Okay? Number 2, Lily.
She gave a fine dramatic reading of it.
What's the object pronoun?
It.
Yep. So which one of these is it?
Correct object.
Okay, let's try it out. Subject is she. She gave what?
A fine dramatic.
Fine. She gave a reading, right? She gave reading. So it's not a direct object. Let's try indirect. She gave reading to whom?
Fine dramatic. Or
So no, there's not an indirect object because there's no answer to that question. So what's your only choice?
object of preposition.
Yeah, is of a preposition?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Of is always a preposition. So of it ends preposition and it ends, I should put pronoun. It ends the prepositional phrase. So that it is an object of a preposition. So you guys might have to go through these steps to determine what it is, okay? All right, number 3, Jameson.
She explained the speech's importance to us. Us would be the pronoun.
Yep.
And would it be an object of a preposition because
Yeah.
of?
Yep, it would be because to is a preposition and it ends that phrase. Okay? All right, number 4, Ella.
The cemetery was being established at Gettysburg, and Lincoln and others were dedicating it.
What's the object pronoun?
Would it be it?
Yep, it. Now, is direct object, indirect object, or an object of a preposition?
Object of, direct object.
Direct object, yep. Because she said Lincoln and others, that's the subject. We're dedicating is the verb. We're dedicating what? We're dedicating it. So it fits the direct object. Very good. Okay, Lucas, number 5, right?
Yeah. The Civil War ended 2 years after he delivered it. He is the pronoun and it's an object preposition.
Okay, so
Actually,
I'm going to
direct
back
object.
you up for a minute. He is a pronoun, but is it an object pronoun? It's a subject pronoun.
Yeah.
But we want an object pronoun.
It
It, yep.
and it's the object of preposition.
No, there's no
actually an
preposition.
indirect object.
No.
I still this is
So,
Tommy's fault.
because this is a compound sentence, so he delivered it is the sentence you're looking at. What the subject is he, the verb is delivered. He delivered what?
Delivered it.
It, so what would that fit?
A direct object.
A direct object.
Great job.
All right.
Why did I just
All right,
say that?
Kaylin,
I think we should-
I think it's good for everybody to hear that. That's how you learn. Okay, Kaylin, number 5. Oh no, number 6.
Many soldiers have died at the site, and the cemetery honored them.
Them is the pronoun, the object pronoun, yep. Is it direct object, indirect object, or object of a preposition?
Indirect object.
again, this is a compound sentence. So everybody, because you're all gonna make these mistakes, so it's good. That's how we learn from it, right? So the sentence we're looking at is the cemetery honored them. The subject is cemetery. The verb is honored. Cemetery honored who or what? Them. So what would it be?
Direct object.
Direct object. Okay, number 7, Marisol. These are not easy at all. Marisol.
Lincoln was asked to speak, and the event became an occasion for him to explain the reasons for the war. Him.
Mm-hmm. That's the object pronoun.
Yeah. And direct object.
All right, let's break it down again. So most of these are compound or complex sentences. So the sentence you're looking at is the event became an occasion for him to explain the reasons for the war. So the subject is event. The verb is became. The event became what?
An occasion.
An occasion, so that's your direct object. Let's try indirect object. Event became an occasion for whom? Him, but is that him between the verb and the direct object? No, it's after it, so it can't be an indirect object. So what's your only other choice?
An object of preposition.
Object of a preposition. Is for a preposition?
No.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So if it comes after and it's for or to whom, then it's going to be an object of a preposition. Okay? So it's an object of a preposition. All right.
Wait, no, go.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Bethel, number 8.
Historians say that the address was important to them. The words define the nation as one people dedicated to one principle, equality.
Yep.
Them,
Mm-hmm.
them, you know what, I don't care.
What?
He doesn't So, a direct object.
Okay, no.
I don't know.
Okay, so this one's really tricky because, again, this is a compound sentence. But, okay, so if you read it, it's really like historians say that the address was important. That's one sentence. And then the other part of the compound sentence, so the other clause is, to them, the words define the nation as one people dedicated to one principle, equality. So, actually, your subject there is words, and your verb is defined. And since the them doesn't come after that at all, it can't be a direct object or an indirect object. So your only choice is object of a preposition. Is to a preposition?
Yeah.
Yep, to them. It ends the phrase. So it's an object of a preposition. So I feel like you guys got to kind of rule out these, and then you can go to that. And then you just make sure that the word in front of the phrase is a preposition, okay? All right, Braden, number 9.
The address was important to Americans. The speech gave them a reaffirmation of the basic beliefs of liberty and equality. The object pronoun is them, and it's an indirect object.
It's a what?
Indirect object.
Awesome. How do you know that?
Well, because if you take it out, it still makes sense. Speech gave a reaffirmation of the basic beliefs.
Okay, so you don't have to say who they gave it to. That's another way of doing it. I might say, if I look at the sentence, the speech gave them a reaffirmation of basic beliefs of liberty and equality. The speech is the subject, gave is the verb. Speech gave what? Speech gave an affirmation. So then I go to this one. Speech gave an affirmation to whom? To, where am I? To them. And is them in between the verb and the direct object? Yep. So it's an indirect object. Okay? All right, very good. Number 10, Ariam.
Some people call it one of the greatest speeches in American history. It is the object pronoun and is a direct object.
Yep, people call what? People call it. Okay, questions? It's kind of tricky. All right, your homework for Tuesday is practice book page 26. I gave it back to you. You can pack up and you, Lucas, why don't you go quick to use the restroom right now? And everybody else, you have a couple minutes. So practice book page 26 due Tuesday. You guys also remember you're supposed to have a novel of your own choice by Tuesday.
One second.
Okay.
Talented photographers, I want to watch from that.
Okay. Oh, 8th grade, I forgot. I'm actually keeping you until the 7th grade's gone. So you guys have 5 minutes actually to work on this. To get a bunch of it done while it's fresh in your mind. Because we're changing it a little bit at the lunchtime. I'm not letting English people go 5 minutes early because sort of 7th grade is getting to lunch. You guys have all been in the hallway a lot at this time, so. I really need a pee. So if you want, you have a few minutes.
Dude, that's the grilled cheese are good.
How about
Logan!
Is that yours?
Oh, yeah.
It is yours? Okay.
Oh yeah, I think you mean our water with.
Oh, I'm still recording.